I have this OM617 turbo diesel engine that I just pulled out of a car, and I'm going to try to determine how many miles it has on it because it's a replacement engine. I have no maintenance records other than some things that the owner said you really can't count on that. Usually someone will tell you the engine is better than it really is, particularly if they're trying to sell it. Well, first off, I want you to look at this valve cover. If you've seen some of my other videos on these engines, you know that this ridge line here means that's a factory remanufactured engine. Now, what's a factory remanufactured engine? Well, I'll tell you, it's way better than a normal rebuild engine because everything's put new in these things from the Mercedes factory. New pistons, and even a new crank if needed, new camshaft, brand new injection pump, brand new turbocharger. All those things were mounted on these. Probably been at least 15 to 18 years since you could buy one of these. I know it's a factory remanufactured engine. And I know some of you say, but Kent, what if someone took a valve cover off a factory remanufactured engine and put it on an old original engine? Okay, that's a possibility, but let's keep looking here. Let's come around front on this engine and look at this. See this plaque? Quality Mercedes-Benz. That's the plaque they put on these engines when they were factory remanufactured. So at least I can confirm that, but how many miles does this engine really have on it? I'm going to show you a few things. This is going to be a quick video on just a few things I look at when I'm trying to determine both the mileage and the health of these engines. The first thing I always like to do is a compression test. Now, this engine's been sitting for at least 5 years, maybe longer, and has not been run regularly. So if you do a compression test on an engine like this, don't expect to get real high numbers initially until you've run the engine considerably. But I decided let's go ahead and see. What we're looking for here is not so much the peak compression, but the consistency and evenness of each one of these cylinders. And I pulled all injectors out, and I was getting about 340 to 360 through all 5. So I find that very acceptable for an engine that has sat like this one. But the other thing I do is I look at the fuel injectors. You see, there's no wear. Look at how flat the face of that nozzle is. There's no wear at all showing up on these injectors. So this indicates relatively low mileage when we're looking at the fuel injectors as well as the pre-chambers. Look down here. This is the thing I really look at, even more than compression and fuel injectors, is do I have any oil in these pre-chambers when I pull out the fuel injectors? Look at how clean these are. They're not full of oil. They're not full of carbon. If you see oil puddled in here when you pull the injectors, usually means you're blowing oil by the rings. The next thing I check is evidence of any significant oil leaks, particularly around the front crank seal. Now, if the front crank seal is leaking quite a bit of oil, it'll be wet right up here and even wet on the bottom of this power steering pump because it's fleeing the oil. The reason I focus on the front crank seal is if you have excessive blow-by or crankcase pressure, you're going to have oil coming out that seal, even if it's a good seal. That's one of the characteristics of these old 5-cylinder engines. Now, I'm looking here, and you can see, even coming down on the pan here, there's evidence of, you know, dirt and stuff, but you don't see that gunky, big, thick oil here. See that? And as I move around this side, right down here, look, no leaks underneath the intake manifold. And even the head gasket can leak oil. So I haven't cleaned this engine. You'd swear I'd clean this with something. No, we're getting a little bit of oil right here on the seal. Probably want to replace the seal, but really, look at how clean this is for being as old as it is. Next to doing a compression test and studying the condition of the pre-chambers, I like to pull the valve cover because this can tell you a lot. Okay, what are we looking at here? The first thing I do is I check the chain. If the engine has under 100,000 miles, the chain won't budge. I kind of know that from experience. You know, if you can lift the chain a quarter of an inch, maybe it's got 200,000, if the chain's never been replaced, and you can lift this chain up and down right here at the top, that's bad, because that means you have wear from here to here in those pins. So this chain is very tight. The tensioner is very tight. And then I come right down on top of these lobes. Look at the condition of these lobes. I'm going to get a paper towel. So we'll zoom in close on the lobes. See, each one of those lobes, no flat spots, no excessive wear in each one of these lobes. What I've learned, if the engine is neglected due to lack of oil changes, it's going to show up scoring on the camshaft lobes, because that's the only thing you can really inspect that's related to oil pressure and oil condition. Here's another one I just glanced at. It's this aneroid Alda on top of the injection pump. If this seal's been broken and this adjustment has been messed with, it usually means the engine has quite a bit of miles on it. But this pump appears to have been installed brand new. This is the newer style right here. And all the delivery valves, look at how clean those delivery valves are. There's no evidence of gum and corrosion in the delivery valves. And as I look at all of these accessories, look at how clean they are. So I'm estimating that this engine probably has anywhere from 40 to 70,000 miles based on this quick inspection right here. These are just a few other little clues. The turbocharger. I reach in here, grab a hold of that compressor wheel and the shaft and wiggle it. There's virtually no movement. Now there's supposed to be a little bit of movement, but this thing is like, okay, this is a very low time turbo when I look around and see all the things that are attached to it. And then I just quickly, with the belts off, you know, check the alternator. There's no bearing noise there. That's tight. Check the water pump. It shouldn't spin like this. It should be tight, but it should be restricted, showing that the seals are good in it. And of course, you don't worry about belts and everything, but those are just little things you can check to help give you an indication of mileage. I should mention, it's obvious that some of these things could have been replaced. So they're not in itself an indication of actual mileage of the engine, but they are just clues. I'm sure some of you watching this video are wondering, well, Kent, what are you going to do with this engine? Well, I'm going to sell the engine. I was going to try to find a nice W123 or W126 to put it in, but you know, I'm kind of running out of time here. So this can go to someone who's looking for a really good engine. You notice it's not complete. I took some of the parts off of it, which I'm going to use or sell separately. I am going to leave this really good turbocharger assembly on the engine, because that's something you want. You save a lot of time rebuilding a turbo and trying to install this back on the engine. You know, like as you saw, virtually no oil leaks, super tight turbo here, and along the front, look at that. You can see it's not going to have an alternator. It's not going to have the pulley assembly. It's not going to have the water pump. It's not going to have the vacuum pump. Okay, you need to be aware of that. So on this side, I'll let you see what is not included. Of course, the fuel injection pump is gone. You're going to get the oil filter housing, the fuel filter, no injectors, no injector lines. And you got to see inside the valve cover, but no accessories on top the valve cover will be included. But you will receive a very good flywheel with very good teeth. And since there was no leaks coming out of the rear seal or the front crank seal, you're going to save a lot of time when you take some of the parts off your engine, install them on this good block, and get it into your old diesel. There's a couple things I need to mention as I wrap this video up. Number one, if you're interested, you want to know the price, I'm going to put a link in the description below this video, and I'm going to post a product description on my website, which will give you the price and any additional information. And also, you need to understand this cannot be shipped. If you're interested in this engine, you'll have to come to Bellingham, Washington, and pick it up.